Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today I can see no better way to end the weekend than to sit down with a nice ice cold Pepsi in hand and watch Mr. Yo playing as the Teutons in blue get ready to take on the Viper playing as the Lithuanians in yellow. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate enclosed off surroundings, and we will take a look at the map that we're on and try to get their butts up to Feudal, probably Castle, as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Oh, lost a bit of a lure there using a scout, didn't Mr. Yo? Always risky. Before we even take a look at the Civ matchups, let's take a look at what happens here. Always risky to pull with a scout. Why? Because boars have attack bonuses, if you didn't know. Cavalry +3, camel +8. Boar ultimately does end up dying, of course, Mr. Yo, but take a look at his scout. 15 HP left. In any event, the Teutons, a civilization designed to take a punch to the face and still stay standing. All of their barracks, all of their stable units do come with extra melee armor in Castle and Imperial. Their siege units can be upgraded to get a nice +4 melee armor boost. Their towers have extra space to garrison more units inside and fire extra arrows. And by the way, the same goes for their town center. If you take a look, 0 out of 25 garrisoning space compared to the usual 0 out of 15. Oh, and by the way, now that we have towers, take a look, 10 garrisoning space compared to the usual 5. So that is a very powerful Teutonic feature. In addition to that, they do get murder holes and herbal medicine for free. So units can basically heal super fast while in castles protected against melee units. And those same Teutonic castles can actually be upgraded to have extra range and fire arrows when garrisoned by infantry. Man, oh man, Mr. Yo, risk taker here, lost 30 HP on the initial pull, then garrisoning his scout cavalry to heal it up a little bit and then using it again to pull the boars. Okay, maybe this is the start of a new risky meta, who knows? Now, what I was mentioning, how the Teutons can actually get their castles to fire extra arrows with infantry, is a pretty damn big deal. It's the only civ in the game that can do that. Usually only villagers and archer ranged units garrison inside a castle add extra arrows. Now, on the field of battle, all Teutonic units have a higher resistance to conversion, and if they're hurt, can be healed by monks from twice the distance, which is great news for their unique unit, the Teutonic Knight. This is a super slow, but overall super powerful, heavily armored, one of the strongest, if not the strongest, infantry units in the game. Now, to support a big, hungry Teutonic population, their farms do come in at a 40% discount. Now, immediately to the southeast, we've got the Viper playing as the Lithuanians in yellow. Very much a civilization that focuses on their heavier cavalry. Their knights, their cavaliers, their paladins all get a free attack boost for each one of these that's collected. Relics all the way up to a free +4 attack. Can't get 5, only 4. Now this feature also applies to their unique unit, the Latest. This is a heavy cavalry unit whose attack actually ignores enemy armor. So we'll see how those stack up against a civilization where everything has more melee armor against a civ that basically ignores it. We saw how the Teutons fared against Woot's Steel. Let's see how they fare against Lechai. Hopefully we get to see some Lechai. I'm not going to predict, but hopefully, especially I'm taking a look at the minimap. Man, the Viper has spawned a pretty... I zoomed out a little bit too much. Apologies. Take a look at the minimap. All of the relics, 4 of them, in the shape of the Big Dipper here, are all right next to his base. Mr. Yo has no relics close to his base. Okay, let's excitement level is rising. The more I look at the minimap, the more I look at the players and the map itself. In any event, to gather these relics as fast as possible, and yeah, fast castle here, blacksmith market for our Lithuanian. To gather those relics faster, Lithuanian monasteries do work 20% faster, and the Viper is the first to hit Feudal and likely the first to hit Castle as well. So that may spell trouble for Mr. Yo. We'll see what happens. Now, to support their armies on the battlefield, Lithuanian spearman line units and their skirmishers do move 10% faster than normal and can be upgraded to get extra pierce armor, making them a little bit safer from ranged units. Blacksmith market as well for our Teuton. Now, to build a robust economy to support their military endeavors out on the map, each Lithuanian town center does provide 100 extra food, which is why you'll see in the beginning of the game, the Lithuanians started with 100 more food than the Teutons, and they can be harder to raid because their town centers can be upgraded to get extra range +3 which makes them outrange quite a lot of mangonels in the game. Not that I expect to see this town center come under attack, because like I said, we are on an enclosed map, and one that is always super wonky. Why do I say super wonky? Because I'm going to zoom out. Not only do they have forests forming part of their wall offs, which is never a fun thing. Ooh, nice big forest. We'll take a look at resources in a second. But the wonkiest wonk of all is the placement of the towers. Now, the Viper's towers, too, in the forward position, very nice and secure. And this one, securing the stone and a little bit of the gold, also fantastic. And then you have one here to the side, kind of protecting the side. So the Viper's towers placement is absolutely fantastic. Mr. Yo's also not bad, with the exception of this one. I mean, what the hell are you defending against? An alien invasion from outer space? Where are his 3 other towers? He's got one over here protecting a bunch of bamboo, one over here protecting a bunch of trees, and one over here. Okay, at least protecting the stone, and I guess with a few upgrades, will protect the gold as well. Lots and lots of wood sources for both players inside their map. Both have a good amount of wood in the backwards position. And let's see, the Viper hits castle first. Of course, that means we're going to get to see a monastery, a second town center for him, nice and inside the settlement. And now Mr. Yo is in castle as well. Okay, not plopping down a monastery just yet, instead opting for 2 town centers. Okay, I did not expect, if you had an Age of Empires bingo card, I did not expect Mr. Yo to forego relics. I mean, our Lithuanian already training monks. Remember, 20% faster their monasteries work. And I just did not expect it. Mr. O, usually the one who loves to gather relics. Let's see what his vision is like. Maybe he saw that it's a lost cause. Yeah, look at this vision. He doesn't see a single relic. Why? Because, again, they're all on the Viper side of the map. Look at I can get all 4 relics in one screen. That is absolutely crazy, crazy luck here for our Lithuanian. And now our Teuton will spot his first relic. Yes, he does, right at the tip of his vision. Let's see if that spurs him or incentivizes him to get some kind of monastery. No. Okay, so it does look like we're kind of following a late hiss already out on the field. We'll have +1 attack for free once the monk gets this relic. But as I was saying, or about to say, let's see if this game follows the standard meta of an enclosed map. There's usually 3 phases. The first one, the players rush up to castle, which you can check that box. They both ran up to castle pretty damn fast. The second is they fight over these relics, and it looks like Mr. Yo, look at that, discovers the second relic. How many of us would have gone to literally the edge of the world, the tip, the little tiny corner of the map? But Mr. Yo does. He's also going to see a relic, Latus rather. He's going to, I mean, look at that attack, just ignoring armor. It's absolutely insane. 13 damage done. Ooh, is Monsieur going to catch a monk? In any event, we are now in stage 2 where the players fight over the relics. And then once all the relics are gathered, ooh, just one more. Oh, wow. Wow, if this was a light cav, that monk would be dead with 2 whacks of the sword. But because it's a scout only, does require 3, I believe. And now that the relics are going to be accounted for, it seems like by our Lithuanian, we enter phase 3 where the players just basically build up their military supply, their military industrial complexes, and just try to beat the ever-living snot out of each other. Now, very sour for the Viper, hasn't discovered the 2 relics that are literally right underneath his nose, although Scout looks like it's heading in the right direction. Let's see it. It does definitely look like it's heading in the right direction. Why did you stop? Why did you stop? Why are you going north? Oh my god. Okay, he does catch it. He does catch it with just the very periphery of his vision. And now he catches this one as well. Okay, so the Viper now knows where 4 relics are in total. Let's see where his monks are. Where is he sending them? I don't know why it took me here. Okay, 1 monk already en route to the relic to the north. Where is the second monk? Why am I having such a difficult time? There it is. Okay, so it's okay. It's damaged. It's bruised. A little hesitant to head out, but it is heading out in the wrong direction. Once this relic's taken, there's no relic up here, Mr. Yellow Monk. Maybe he wants to protect this monk or be a backup monk in case that other one dies. But if you're a backup monk with 8 HP, not exactly the craziest backup monk we've seen. And now Mr. Yo is getting a monk. Now that 4 relics have been seen, and it looks like on the minimap, the Viper is heading in the right direction as well. I mean, he has basically seen everything that's happening on the map. Take a look at his vision on the minimap. The question is, will he go all the way down to the corner? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. He sees the 5th relic. Okay. Now there's a monk heading out. So phase 2 is about to end. Mr. Yo doesn't look like he cares at all about the relics. Instead, what he wants to do is probably convert a Latus here and there. Might want to move this guy so you don't keep your front door open. But going up to a 4th town center is our Teuton, who is getting an absolute whammy of economic upgrades right now. Let's see what he decides to do militarily. I don't see a single military building here except for this one barracks. And by the way, you'll notice the second he hit castle, the blue ring around this, the dead zone that exists on all pro players' castles, because of course no one ever gets murder holes, immediately disappears in Castle Age. And this castle now has murder holes, which means that there is no melee unit that can really engage into it without taking a pounding. 3 relics. Villager out here as well. Where or why is there a villager? Okay, he's sending the monk. Is the Viper really going to take all 5 relics? Oh, Komodo dragons are the animal du jour right now. Mr. Yo looks like he's planning some kind of wall off here. But where? Where the hell is this monk going? I mean, Mr. Yo's vision, look at it. It's absolutely terrible. I mean, he's seen... Has he seen? How has he seen this? I don't know how he's seen this. This must... Okay, never mind. This is the one outside the town center. I thought this was the one inside. He saw the foundation going down with his scout, probably. But now he's moving forward with a monk. He's got a spearman as well. Is Mr. Yo playing a little bit behind the times here? Okay, Komodo dragon taking on the spearman as the spearman gets healed. Remember, when you're playing Teutons, you don't have to be 4 tiles away to heal your units. You can be 8 tiles away because they can heal their units from twice the distance. It basically makes this spearman invincible. But let's see before it gets to his head. I mean, how annoying is this to have to plan for? Not only do the forests form part of your wall off, which means they can easily be taken out with siege units, but there's also a forest here cutting these villagers off from this part. And it looks like this whole part's enclosed. I don't think Mr. Yo can get to this gate from the inside of his base. That is so sour. Look at that. That is absolutely atrocious. I didn't notice that in the beginning. This gate? I mean, hopefully the Viper, for his sake, notices. He sees that there's 2 forests. If he moves in a little bit more, he'll see that there's these 3. A few dead, what is this? Dead pines and a healthy pine? Okay, 3 wackadoos and the monk is dead. Now he's trying to convert a villager before he also gets wackadooed, and 2 monks lay dead on the field. But 4 relics, soon to be 5. Soon to be 5 right now, become 5. Holy moly, our Lithuanian. Oh man, a second castle. Let's see Lechai start swarming around the map. But man, I can't get over how sour this spawn is. This is really, really sour. Mr. Yo doesn't have access to the one entire side of his base. 2 gates. I didn't even notice this one at the top. Sometimes you guys know I miss a thing or two. Which is why I introduced the old picture-in-picture. Originally, the Lechai are chasing these scouts, have no business being out here on the map. And remember, the Teutons, this is the best they got. Ain't no light cavalry units, ain't no hussars for them. They have scout cavalry and only scout cavalry. And now more and more are pumping their gas out into the middle of the map. But to go where? And our Teuton doing exactly what our Teuton needs to do, which is basically take the units of his opponent. And they stay with their +4 attack. And it is our Teuton, of course. Mr. Yo looks like he got another monk who is pushing out into the middle of the map with no fewer than 2 siege workshops. man, both players in Imperial, Mr. Yo just absolutely getting as many economic upgrades as he possibly can. The Viper focusing more on range, conscription. Let's take a look at their military structures. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. So 4 archery ranges, 2 castles. Has he seen? Oh yeah, of course he's seen. He's flanked the entirety of Mr. Yo's position with 2 outposts. Wow, fantastic vision out of the Viper, who now pushes out with a Treb, a few Lechai. Army count double for our Teuton, but not the greatest army count. Even pikemen are going to have a very tough time. I'm surprised the Viper's not taking this fight here. Even pikemen, with their super slow 3 attack, 3 seconds between attack, I mean, are going to have a tough time dealing with these Lechai. The fact that they ignore armor, the fact that they attack 33% faster, and the fact that they have 100 HP, I mean, they can just wreck these pike. Nah, I mean, not surrounded. What was it, 7-1? Bombard Cannon takes out the Treb at the same time as the Treb takes out the Siege Workshop. A second Treb, though, in production. Pops out right now as the castle comes under attack. And that is the fun of Fortress. Not only... which I forgot to mention, we are on the Fortress map, by the way. Well, great casting here at the 27.5-minute mark of the game to tell people where we are. What were you? Oh my god, was that a Bombard Cannon? No, that was a hand cannoneer. You can tell by the pantaloons, the funny pants that he's got. Mr. Yo defending, repairing his Treb. But anyway, we are on Fortress. Everyone started with 10 villagers. I believe a barracks, 5 farms, a castle. Going after the repairing villager, not a bad idea here. Remember, these skirmishers do move 10% faster than normal. So they can dodge these bombard cannonballs. Not that he's attacking them at all. Mr. Yo gets a trebuchet at the same time. Converted Latus attacking the infrastructure, trying to blind the Viper's vision. And by the way, what vision it is. Look at this. Look at the Viper's map presence. He's entirely crawled up the western portion of the map. He's crawling up the eastern portion of the map. Let's get back to the battle here. Might want to upgrade your skirmishers. Okay, right as I say that, he clicks them up to Imperial Elite skirmishers. And look at his dance of the bombard balls. Everyone trying to attack everyone. Blue missing. Yellow ignoring and attacking the trebuchet. But now that he's got 3 there, yeah, once you get 3, clumping them becomes a real problem. 2, you can split, you can unsplit, you can move them around, micro them. 3, in my experience, you always have to plan on losing one. The Viper repairing his castle. Mr. Yo not repairing his Trebs. They will lose a second one here to these bombards. They're doing fantastic work, but oh, a big old Treb ball it looked like. Oh my god, another Treb ball. The animation is so freaking cool. The explosion. And now Mr. Yo's just abandoning ship? No. Last dying breath, the Treb throws its giant fiery ball at the castle, and now the Viper. The second the danger is past, why the hell would he keep repairing it? He's got 230 stone. Why keep going? Just go mine something else. No attacking units whatsoever out of your opponent that you can see with your incredible vision. By the way, take a look at the range of the castle. With crenellations, does outrange these bombard cannons, by the way, who have 12 range. And I think I just saw tower shields for the Lithuanians, which means these skirmishers, I mean, come on, 10 pierce armor on a skirmisher is absolutely crazy. How do you engage into that with any kind of ranged unit? Even other skirmishers that come with a bonus are going to have an annoying time dealing with that. The Viper thiefing stone in the neutral zone here to the north. His skirmishers are moving out. His skirmishers here together with a few Lechai. Not a lot of Lechai, so not building exactly a heavy gold intensive army at the moment is our Lithuanian. Although, take a look, husbandry, bloodlines, iron casting, these are all going to benefit his horsey units, of which he's got 5 right here heading in this direction. Why? Because I guess he saw a few villagers, a few errant villagers in the middle of nowhere. Mr. Yo might want to start dealing with some of these outposts of his opponent. The Viper's vision is just absolutely everywhere. Yeah, you can't engage into a Crenellation's castle. What an absolute beast of an upgrade. Not only, I mean, look at the zoning of this castle. Take a look at the screen. I'm in love with this. I'm absolutely in love with it. But these guys have extra melee armor. Not that that's going to be relevant against skirmishers, but they absolutely wreck those skirmishers. At least the small body that was peeled off from the main force. And now a bunch of Lithuanian villagers say, not today, Mr. Teuton, even though he's got 2 melee armor for free. Oh, look at that. Blast furnace for him as well. Range is the name of the game for our Lithuanian. 3 bombards destroy a villager as she tries to run away. And now the castle attack has resumed. Oh my god, I was going to say Crenellation murder holes for the Viper as well. He sees all of the pike. He sees all of the halbs. He does not want his castles to come under attack. We'll keep an eye on this battle. We know who's going to win. We'll see how many halberdiers those skirmishers manage to take with them. Ooh. Leichai get wrecked. He's only got 4 left. I'm not too sure why the bombards retreated so much. Okay. He's not repairing this castle, is the Viper. Oh, man. He is losing a lot to these halberdiers. I mean, they're fully upgraded attack-wise, armor-wise, and they come with extra melee. I mean, look at the stats. 5 melee armor on a pikeman, basically. Okay, the Viper in full retreat at the moment is being pressed on in multiple angles the way Mr. Yo loves to do. He is now tiefing the last remaining 62 stone. You may as well have just sold that 100 wood and tried to buy more stone instead of wasting the time of those villagers, but maybe not. Viper is being pressed into, but again, his insane map vision, the fact that he's catching reinforcements here is fantastic. Army counts are pretty damn similar. He does have the villager lead. He's trying to close in on these bombard cannons, but no, never mind. That's what the Leichai are for. He is trying to close in on all the supporting units here. And what's absolutely sucks for the Lithuanians is that they don't get siege engineers, which means his bombard cannons are stuck at a 12 range, which means they will never, ever get the castle without taking damage or dying themselves. But what they can do is pick off units that are a little bit forward. I mean, this is a very interesting play out of our Teuton to go full-on halberdier. Mr. Yo banking, or floating, to use the lingo of Age of Empires, a huge amount of gold. But look at the Viper's resources. What are these? Is there a competition as to who's going to die the richest man here? Is this like, I forget what tower it was in New York City when they were constructing. Was it the Chrysler building? Where there were these 2 rich billionaires who were fighting over who can build the tallest skyscraper back when, you know, it was the big boom of skyscrapers in New York. I think like the 20s or the 30s, maybe the early 40s. And one of them, I forget if it was Carnegie or Mellon or someone, he hid the tip of the tower, the tip of the building, inside the building. So his competitor, Leitis rather, moving forward. Okay, Mr. Yo notices. But what he did was he hid the very top of his building inside the building, and no one knew that it was there except the people building it. And when his competitor finished building his skyscraper and said, oh, mine is taller than yours by, I don't know what, 50 feet, he all of a sudden says, no, it's not, because I've got a 70-foot peak to add to mine, and now mine is 20 bigger than yours. What is going on with these Trebs? In any event, it's a true story. I wish I remembered the names of the billionaires, you know, those the moneyed New Yorker railroad tycoons and oil tycoons and banking tycoons. Basically all the people that caused the Great Depression. Oh my god, a castle is stopped in its tracks. Our Lithuanian having a pretty good army composition against what he's facing, which is 50 halberdiers, even fully upgraded. I mean, they're not going to last very long against Lithuanian skirmishers, are they? Yeah, if in the comments, if you know the people I'm referring to or the building, I think it was the Chrysler building, I want to say, whose tip was hidden inside of it until the competitor finished his structure, and then he unveiled it. And here we go. We've got the Winged Hussars, one of the only 2 civs in the game to get this unit, but it is running into a meat grinder. Holy shit. Holy shit. One lone survivor out of that disastrous foray, and he is now going to get gunned down by the castle. What an absolute loss for the Viper there. What the hell was that? He must not have been looking. And even though bombards don't outrange the castles, the trebuchets absolutely do, even though they're not Tatar trebuchets. Here we go. Does the Viper really care that he lost a bunch of food? He's got 4,500 food with 73 villagers. Did these players agree to pop cap at something other than 200? Because this is a lot of resources for both players. Castle on the high ground will ultimately fall. Oh, look at the Viper even poking in with a few of these bombard cannons. Loses all of his trebs. The castle does go down though, which means Mr. Yo is just gonna build a second one right on top of the other one. Oh my god, what an absolute crazy game so far. Both players are really just taking shots at each other while they continue building their resource bank. Look at Mr. Yo. I love this. I love this. Might want to have a secondary wall off here now that you know, you're an Imperial Age and that bamboo isn't exactly, I mean, one shot here will absolutely, from an onager, I should specify, not a siege on it. I don't think, do Lithuanians get siege onagers? I don't think so. But the Vipers discovered this quarry here, this contested gold in the middle. I mean, for a split second, take a look at their gold. Both players have the exact same gold, 2390. What the hell? Proof of the simulation, somebody would say, but nah, it's just a proof that these are two incredible pro players. And now the Viper is going to start spamming these Hussars. Mr. Yo, emergency wall off, and this is where the forests become super annoying. Oh, he's open in the front as well. Might want to start thinking about walling yourself in more and more. And Mr. Yo just gives up. He's not going to try to defend. He's not going to run away. Or is he? Is he going to run away? Oh, man. He is running away. There's a few halberdiers moving in with their big old halberds. They're on the low ground, but that's good enough. That 32 attack bonus that they get versus any kind of cavalry. Okay, so Mr. Yo's secure here. That being said, there's more and more cavalry being pushed forward, more and more cavalry going everywhere. Halberdiers are going out of the gate into danger land. They absolutely wreck. What? Okay. I mean, Mr. Yo, he's seen this. I guess it's not that much vision that should warrant his attention. And he is taking a lot of risks. This is our Teuton. I mean, 84 army supply, and 81 of that is halberdiers. That is an absolute insane amount of halberdiers, but that's okay. That's absolutely fine. We've got Teutonic Siege with 4 melee. Man, oh man, the Teutons with some of the most unique features in the game. I don't think any other civ gets melee armor for their siege. I don't think any other civ in the game gets extra arrows for infantry. Uh-oh. Good attack round there, but the Lechai with their elite with 150 HP are going to take a little bit more than that to pound. Halberdiers losing to the right. Lechai losing to the left, but managed to get an onager. And now he's back. Is our... Oh, I was going to say Pole. No, Lithuanian with the Winged Hussars. Honestly, at this point, with 28 stone, is it really worth it to send 9 halberdiers down here? And I don't mind this interesting army composition out of Mr. Yo. He's banked so much gold. The Viper has banked so much food. My goodness. Let's see the Viper try to raid with light cavalry units like these Winged Hussars versus Mr. Yo trying to attack ground with siege onagers. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Bit more of a scuffle here to the south, but I suspect this is all just a big distraction. The real battle is going to probably take place here between these two castles. Oh, maybe I say two castles. It's going to be one castle. Okay, does manage to get 2 trebs. Castle does fall, but you know what? 2 trebs. That's a lot of gold. 400 gold, 400 food. in exchange for one castle is, you know, it's a good trade. Don't get me wrong, but is it a great trade? He asks. I don't know. I don't know if it is that great of a trade. Had he got one more Treb, probably would have not been a good trade. But, ooh, the Trebs are back. Ooh, the third one, a little hesitant, little slow to get up and running here. But this time, Mr. Yo is protected by halberdiers, but they're too slow. And oh no, he's running away from his halberdiers. This is what I sometimes don't understand. Should Mr. Yo have moved his bombard cannons closer to the halberdiers? Yes, taken a few more pot shots from these winged hussars, but he might have saved one with the halberdiers closing in faster. Mr. Yo just castle after castle. You'd think we're watching the Franks over here. No, these are full price castles that he's plopping down with his 2,200 gold. Oh my god, the Viper! The Viper's in 5 figures of food. 11,000 food. What is this game? I'm gonna zoom out. Apologies again to always to someone on a smaller screen. 12 stables is not that great for 11,000 food. Build 4 more. Get up to 15 to 16. Halberdier, stop chasing and fight. Stop chasing and fight. Okay. He does stop chasing and fights. And the Lithuanian cavalry just melts. But behind it, 38 more winged hussars. And Mr. Yo's population is dipped to 160. But my goodness gracious. Let's see if he notices these Lechai. Fantastic attack rounds there. Gets half of the force. The other ones get cut down by the halberdiers. And this is what I was talking about. Let's see these amazingly quick moving units against Mr. Yo's attack round. Oh. Now these halberdiers, man, oh man, do they have to hug these siege onagers like my shirts hug me after a full meal. Man, oh man, do they need to stay close and not give an inch. But he's got to deal with these annoying bombard cannons. Mr. Yo might want to build a few light cavalry, scout cavalry units of his own just to run into these guys. 8 siege onagers, and now, oh my god, every volley's a work of art, but he's lost 2. He's going to lose 3, might be 4. No. Yeah, he loses 5. Yikes. Might want to add in a few villagers now that I think about it. Might want to bring a few of these villagers forward just to be on perma repair. But now, what is our Lithuanian going to do in the face of potential crushage here? Okay, he does get one of the cat, but here we go. Look at this. How do you engage into this as the Lithuanian? I guess just keep throwing bodies because he did manage to get 2. Will he get a 3rd? And finally, Mr. Yo adds some villagers. Finally, what's going on up here? Oh my goodness, the siege has begun. 6 Trebs, 4 bombard cannons, 2 more somewhere. 1 player pushing into the south, 1 player pushing into the north, drawing our attention left, right, up, down. I mean, Mr. Yo can spam these halberdiers for days. He's now going cavalry. Okay, let's zoom out and see what kind of infrastructure he's got to support cavalry. I mean, he's got 9 barracks. He's got a stable somewhere. There it is. He's got 7 stables. It looks like they're being constructed. Oh my goodness, right now? Okay. Fascinating. It looks like he almost got his own Trebs within a very risky attack round. But the Viper is being pulled back. He thinks that this threat is way too strong, way too risky for him to ignore. And so he pulls back, but he leaves a bit of trash behind, like very annoying party goers on a beach. Isn't it always funny when you see all these beach events? Everyone's so happy and smiling, probably on Molly. And then when they leave, it's all a big dump. They all left their garbage behind. Winged Hussars try to make it to the onager. They do get a 14 HP reduction. And look at the Viper pulling his villagers. The villagers getting the kill. Every unit at his disposal. And another onager goes down. I mean, Mr. Yo's got gold, but not that much anymore. Now he's going to skirmishers. I had a bit of a brain malfunction there. Like I say, I always sound like a broken robot when I go, but skirmishers? Okay, interesting choice. Onagers, you got a beautiful shot there. Okay, he does manage to clip 2 of them, but wow, what a terrible spawn. I mean, the Viper can lose more food than Mr. Yo can lose gold here, right? He's got 16,000 gold food. At this point, the Viper has way too much food. Way too much food. What do you guys think? Should he delete 30 of these villagers, add 30 winged hussars, and just run amok? Just absolutely run amok? Has he seen that this is open? Has he actually seen that this is open? I mean, yes. But ours is not the question why. 6 trebuchets. Bombards have been whittled down to only 1. 49 elite skirmishers, and out come the... Okay. Oh my god. He's building scouts. Theirs is a melee armor boost, not a pierce armor boost. Although in 43 seconds, he's going to have full armor, period. And they're not, their stats are not terrible. I mean, Mr. Yo doesn't have the food production that the Viper has. I mean, add 16,000 food and he'll have what the Viper has. At the same time, he is picking away at these farmers. Okay, so the Viper's been knocked down to 58 farmers. Oh, he's got a castle here, does the Viper. Mr. Yo looks like he's about to lose this castle as well. I mean, what the hell happened to our Teutons army? It just collapsed. Way too many winged hussars engaging. Oh, okay. I mean, this is amazing. All of a sudden, our Teuton, I mean, he's in the process of collapsing, it looks like. But take a look at the Viper's army composition. A second ago, he had no trebs. He had 1 bombard cannon, and now he's got 3 trebs, but they are very far back. They are probably being built 1 out of each castle. Yeah, there we go. So the Teuton bought himself some good amount of time. Why he's stopping halberdier production, I don't know. He's got enough gold and wood to build a few more of these siege onagers. He's building 2 more. Ooh, look at this chase. Look at the chase. Look at the chase. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, you're going straight to hell is where you're going, say the winged hussars, as they pounce on this one weird, oh my god, weirdly placed onager. And I'm surprised the Viper isn't engaging into here. You've got 15,000 food. I don't think you need to worry about losing a few of your winged hussars. And this is just hilarious. This is like, why is he trying to bust into here when he can just go around? This is like, it's like when you draw like a circle, those memes of when you draw like a circle on the ground and the animal thinks that it's like an actual barrier. A cat or something, or an ant, I think it is. That was a fantastic save of the onager there. If Mr. Yo can take more trades like this, he is in a good spot. And now all of a sudden, the winged hussars have departed, and these Lithuanian skirmishers with their shitty HP are all going to melt. And all of a sudden, our rootin' Teuton is back with 184 population. But again, where are you going undefended? To kill 1 skirmisher is the answer. And now crop rotation is on. Oh, mamma mia. Our Teuton is being raided, and this is exactly what the Viper needs to do right now. More skirmishers to deal with this, I guess. No, he's going full on winged hussars. He's back to Lechai, and he's getting men at arms. Okay, not bad. The Viper, why are you retreating? A very cautious play here out of our Lithuanian, who disrupts the Teutonic economy not greatly. He's building 2 Teutonic knights. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on in this game anymore. I think the players are just basically building whatever the hell they can. I don't understand why the Viper just doesn't build. I mean, I'm trying to do the calculations quickly in my head. Send 30 of your villagers to attack something. I don't know, maybe this archery range, FU in particular, the archery range. Get rid of 30 population supply and just build 30 more winged hussars, and then just go and raid the hell out of your opponent's economy. Don't take these shitty fights where you send 10 units to die at once. Surround these 28 halberdiers with 60 hussars. Use your quicker attack speed and just kill them. But, you know, I can yell at my computer monitor all I want. Ultimately, the Viper knows exactly what the Viper is doing, and what the Viper is doing is raiding to the west, raiding more to the west. Another random onager in the middle of nowhere. He's defending, or is going to have to defend here to the south. while at the same time pushing out in the north and raiding with, this time, Lechai. Onager does end up falling because of course it does. You can't just have random Onagers in the middle of nowhere if you are playing against the Viper. And now this is going to be very problematic. These are not winged hussars. These are Lechai that are going to absolutely kill villagers in 2 or 3 attacks. Probably 2, I think, right? Yeah, 22 against 40 HP, 2 attacks. Armor playing literally no role. Literally no role. We've got scouts fighting winged hussars. Oh, okay, here's where the Teutonic melee armor boost does come in handy. Oh, our halberdiers retreating. Oh, they've cornered these winged hussars. But why did you stop? Why did you stop? The winged hussars are heading your way. Okay, the winged hussars are now going to lead these guys on a chase while the skirmishers wreck their HP. Latest after latest dying to these halberdiers. I thought they would have done a better job, but I guess with the castle and the town center firing on them a bit too much. We are an hour and 9 minutes into this game. I don't know what the hell these army compositions are. 90 Teutonic halberdiers. Mr. Yo going for positioning the Viper. Building a little bit of everything. 25 halberdiers, 24 champions. So he has seen that his opponent has gone full on halberdiers. So he built the counter unit, which, remember, the Lithuanians don't have Blast Furnace, the last attack upgrade for melee, because then it would make their heavy cavalry just way too unbeatable. Unfortunately, the side effect of that is that these champions are stuck at only a +2 attack. And again, the Teutonic units have +2 extra free armor in Imperial. So I don't expect them to do too bad against these champions, especially not when they outnumber them significantly. But Mr. Yo finally has been plunged to sub 100 villagers. Where are you going? You are about as confused as a Teutonic onager at the moment. And this is why the Viper got murder holes, because otherwise this castle would die to 24 halberdiers at the same time as these halberdiers are fighting champions. And army count for Mr. Yo is plunging. He's replacing with halberdiers. I don't see the silver lining here for our Teuton, except that he's got 1,100 gold. The Viper still floating 14,000 food. My goodness, and 1,100 gold. And he's, remember, has had 5 relics for the last 40 minutes. What do we think relic gold is going to be? What the hell? Oh, goodness gracious. 732 pike / halberdiers, 394 winged hussars. Oh, look at the Viper's APM peak in the middle of the game. Peak right at the end of the game for Mr. Yo. Okay, here we go. What do we think? How much extra gold? How many thousands of extra gold? Oh my God. That is so gross. 5 relics in an hour and 10-minute game. Hour and 9 minute? What was it? Hour and 11-minute game. 71 minutes minus the, what, 25 or so it took him to collect? This is ridiculous. 8,000 extra gold. He's ahead in everything but stone, which he's down a little bit. Wood count, less than 10% difference. Food count, I mean, of course, food count, he's going to be crazy. He's got 14,000 food still left in the bank. And it looks like our Teuton did mine more gold, but with the relics, man, oh man, 4,000 extra gold for a Lithuanian who can use it to tech switch immediately to Lechai is, or champions, to be honest, is not bad at all. Kill count, oh, the Viper 7 away from a 4-figure kill count, 993 and 190 villagers raided to death all over Mr. Yo's map, his base, his settlement. 850 Teutonic kills, only 47 villagers. I think a lot of that happened here. And so Mr. Yo just, I mean, look, the Teutons without husbands, you don't exactly have the fastest moving army, but Mr. Yo had a bunch of times when he had, what do we want to call it? Like a fist that he could have just shoved down the Viper's throat. He had onagers, he had halberdiers. That is a pretty powerful army, especially with his skill at attack rounds. We saw killing a whole bunch of clumps of units all over the place. And the Viper did, when he was here, get pulled back into his base. So you kind of know who you're playing against, in that the Viper might be a little bit more defensive minded. And so Mr. Yo made the right moves. Unfortunately for him, just can't keep up with the endless production of our Lithuanian. And even though he kept up for an hour and 11 minutes, man, oh man, at the end of the day, I mean, their settlements, both of them are massive. Look at this. At the end of the day, let's take a look at what they're actually working with. 8 barracks, 7 stables. Okay, so what we saw before, and oh, look at all these extra barracks added by the Viper. 11 barracks, 14 archery ranges, 16 stables. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Added 4 more from the last count. Man, oh man. And look at that food count again from the Viper, just floating so many resources. And what an incredibly fun back and forth. I think both players took serious advantage of each other's, I don't want to say mistakes, but areas of opportunity. And unfortunately for Mr. Yo, it's the Lithuanian this time who absolutely just wrecks anything that Mr. Yo threw at him. Even those siege onagers who I had incredible amounts of expectations for were a little bit lackluster. They got a few good shots off, as I mentioned. Ooh, I don't know why. What is this? A hawk? I don't know. They got a few good shots off, but man, a few missed opportunities. A few, like I said, errant onagers just randomly on the map getting sniped. And Mr. Yo had a huge amount of gold for a long, long time, but that gold doesn't last forever if you keep throwing away onagers left, right, and center and not getting the attack grounds. He also did not secure his base to the north, even though when I saw this, I had very high expectations for Mr. Yo securing his base everywhere. But look at how open this is. This is ridiculous. And then that adds access. And funnily enough, last point before I let everyone end their weekend on whatever note they want, the tower I made fun of here ultimately did prove somewhat helpful when the Viper was raiding through this back alley. Oh my goodness, I made fun of it so much, talking about an alien invasion in the beginning of the game, which seems like years ago with such a long game. But man, oh man, did that tower take a little bit of HP off of a Latus here and there, or a winged hussar here and there. Ultimately, though, it is our Lithuanian who, with the insane amount of tech switches, I think I counted 4 or 5 tech switches this game from him, who takes the W, pushes our Teuton back to the brink of his own base. And even though Mr. Yo's got the resources, his population is just not there, and his production capabilities are a third of the Vipers. I mean, look at this. And using that crazy production, that military industrial complex, and using that 15,000 food that he's been banking the entire game, the Viper takes the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.